And now, coming to you from Lagos, Nigeria, it's Moments Girls Talk. Tonight's guest is the nicest man in the industry. Our topic explores finding love for the second time.
We are going to be discussing something very interesting, finding love for the second time round. I believe that everybody should be able to find love.
It depends on why you lost this
more than once.
Our guest, Nice, shares his views on polygamy.
My question to you girls is this. Why do you want to own me?
Own whom?
Own me as a man.
You should have 5 of us. We should not want to own
That's why I encourage polygamy.
What are you saying?
still on polygamy.
What are you saying? Like my father would not be happy for me to be somebody's second wife.
Me, I want 20 kids. I have just 4 now.
Okay.
I have 16 to go.
Okay.
Can you give me 16?
No, I can't. I cannot accept it. I wouldn't accept it.
Okay.
Nobody should chat me up if they want second wife. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
Michelle, I've never seen you this heated about
no,
something.
like no.
But that's the honest truth. I'm being honest here.
No, that's fine if it works for you, but
Hear it all now.
Do you think if I stay married to just one woman, do you know how many women that will end up with her husband?
So you're helping society?
Yes!
Welcome back to Girls Talk on Moments. We are going to be discussing something very interesting, finding love for the second time round. I believe that everybody should be able to find love.
It depends on
More
why you
than
lost
once,
this in the
more
first
than
time.
once. But we're going to go and start talking about divorce specifically because it's a big deal in Africa, not just Nigeria, in some other countries as well. And there always tends to be a stigma associated with divorce, especially when you're a divorced female. Apart from in the north, strangely enough, in the north of Nigeria, if you're a divorced female, you don't have a problem getting married or finding another spouse. But in other parts of Nigeria, it's almost as if you're a leper. It's almost as if you have leprosy in some cases. Some people feel, I don't want to have anything to do with this person because she's divorced, she has a child. In some instances, yes, there are people who will not touch someone.
That's the reason why a lot of people never get divorced.
I am currently going through a
they just
divorce,
are separated.
and I don't think people treat me like I'm a leper.
No, but that's because yours was a public scandal.
Yeah,
Okay.
but it's different. I think it's different to in Lagos.
What I was trying to say is I agree that but I feel like it's more the person going through it. More, I feel like because we're African and we're told to always be numb and hushed about things like that, people don't necessarily feel like talking about
Do you want
it.
to know what I feel?
Yes, please.
I think you girls feel, you girls are concerned more about what people think about you.
He's saying what I was about to say. Yeah.
Than what
it's the person.
It's about you.
It's the person going through it.
It's not about anybody.
You think that's what the problem is?
Yeah.
I think it's also because we're
Shouldn't be
Africans,
concerned
nice.
about
It's
what
easier to
anybody-
say that. We know how in Africa we don't really, you're not told
Well, I
to
think
talk
it's
about
an
certain
African thing as
things.
well.
Do you know what I mean?
think so.
Like in America, you meet
Because
someone
people
now.
get divorced in America like
All the
It's
time.
fine. It's not a big deal.
All the time.
But I mean, there's still certain things that are very seen as very private in Africa. So, for example, you hear, I know aunts and uncles who they haven't lived together for years. And I'll be sitting there and I'm like, are they still together? But they've been separated forever. They just won't get a divorce.
Or they
but
keep
they're
up
literally like
appearances.
a divorced couple.
Yeah.
Well, because she still wants to be Mrs. X, Y, and Z. Not only because of the way she feels, but because
Of the children as well.
society looks at divorced women differently. As a divorced man, it's easier to get off the hook. I think in Nigeria.
I agree, Bolani.
I think
No, but
so.
nice. I do agree with
I
what
do.
she's saying. What I will say is a lot of women do those things for various reasons. One, you always have to take permission from the husband when the surname is now different. So that's why some of them will just hold on to their names. And again, the legal system back here was not as effective. When I wanted to get a divorce, I was scared because they'll tell you have to stay for 2 years. That's not true.
Yeah.
You can get a divorce
You
when
can
you
get it
want
before,
to.
but-
Do you know what I mean? Yes.
But they
it's
will
not
advise you to stay for 2 years.
just to
And
work
why
it
is
out.
that?
Yeah, just to
Okay,
work it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to see if you can fix it.
Okay.
I mean, Michelle, what do you think?
I think it's terrible, especially, what a lot of women in Nigeria go through when they're divorced. Their families may not want to have anything to do with them. A lot of their friends, so there's a lot of, like you said, peer pressure from other women who are saying, well, you're not married now. They may not want to have anything to do with you. And I also think that a lot of children tend to suffer. I mean, I went through that, not necessarily in Nigeria, but being being a child of a product of a divorced home.
No, say it properly.
You're
broken.
Okay, well, okay, yes, in Nigeria it's called broken home, but this wasn't even in Nigeria. This was in Ethiopia, and I know how other families, other African families, didn't want their children to have anything to do with us because my father did not have a wife at that point. So these children are not okay. You can't be raising them properly because there's no mother figure. And that's rubbish because he did the job of a mother and a father. And at the end of the day, a lot of my friends, you know yourselves if you're watching this, who actually had both parents, they went into all sorts of trouble,
what I said the last time,
when they were going into
I remember
university.
he said
And my
that
dad
he
literally
did.
took a lot of these people in and basically helped to quote unquote raise them, considering he was a single parent and your children are not going to be raised properly. So I think it's rubbish. I think we need
The
to stop
goal
it.
is this.
Thank you.
Raise kids,
Thank you.
raise them properly.
Raise them well.
Whether nuclear or polygamy,
Thank
doesn't
you.
matter. Raise them properly.
Thank you.
Whether
Nice.
broken or not broken home, doesn't matter.
I believe
The
that
goal is
raise your kids
children.
properly.
I think that it is possible, definitely, to raise your kids properly. I don't think that, unfortunately, reason being that, a two-parent home doesn't produce the best kids because people, if you get married for the wrong reasons, the result that you wanted from that relationship will not come out, right? So technically, a two-parent home is supposed to produce a child that is upstanding, is kind, is balanced, is not selfish. But if you are in a two-parent home where there's chaos, where you marry this person based on the fact that they have X, Y, and Z, they look X, Y, and Z, there's not going to be the love that's supposed to nourish and raise the child properly.
And then you now also have loads of couples that should have gone their separate ways, but are still staying there because
Of the
of
children.
certain things. And I feel like if society was a bit kinder, and when I say society, we are what makes up our society. You send your kids to school, there's a Father's Day or Mother's Day in school, they make such, I'm not saying downplay it, but there's a certain way they sort of treat the kids. So even the child doesn't want to come home and tell you that, oh, mommy, I felt a certain way because every other person had a mom and a dad there present in school. I feel like they should be a bit kinder in some certain things that they do.
I think you're right.
I think they should be.
The children end up being raised or taught to feel I am not adequate because I don't have that parental unit.
I think one of the issues, again, is this generation is going through a lot. Because we are the generation that bears most of those pressure. Now we have ladies who have career. My mom doesn't have that.
Yeah,
It's true.
My mom listens to my dad.
You're right.
Now, if I'm married to Toke will wake up in the morning, I'll go this way. It's not like that. My mom sees my dad like a
king.
god.
Yeah.
Like a semi-god.
The
These
king of the
days,
house.
it's different. So marriage has to be,
It has
the
to
laws
adapt.
has to be changed as
The
well.
laws have to
This
adapt.
topic that you just said, the way it's pressing inside of my heart. I've been having this conversation with my friends for probably the last 2 months because I am a single woman who is working. I live in Nigeria, and sometimes you wonder, you're like, where are the men? And where are the good marriages to look at? We are going to decipher this question, and that's going to be coming up next.
My question to you girls is this. Why do you want to own me?
Own whom?
Own me as a man.
You should have 5 of us. We should not want to own
That's why I encourage polygamy.
What can I say?
Still on polygamy.
What are you saying?
Welcome back to Moments Girls Talk. It's a very interesting topic today. We have Nice in the building, and I like how he's very honest about certain issues. Before we went on a break, he touched on one corner that was pinching Bolanle, and he couldn't put it together. But he was very right.
Yeah.
We have come a long way from the Stone Age where, a husband is God, and you wash his feet, and you do, lately,
say daddy.
That, and lately, and not because women all of a sudden just woke up and wanted to be career women of that nature, but I think
It's still the same parent that sent you to school to
Get an education, have a career.
to get work.
Okay, so let's talk about, we started talking about divorce, the good, bad, and ugly. The topic today is finding love again. And divorce is a very difficult place. You have been there. That person who you thought would be yours forever becomes a stranger, and you're literally battling out. Everyone wants a good share of what is supposed to come afterwards. How do you advise, what do you think, what's the first step to sort of getting back through? throwing yourself back in there, you know, like, okay, we've talked about the stigma that comes with it. You're going through a divorce, but you want to fall in love again. Like, how did it work out with you?
For me, I think the first step was to just stop listening to my dad and mom.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Family put a lot of pressure on you.
Most of the first marriages come to be through no matter how you want to lie to yourself, your father and your mother has a role to play in it. Stop listening to them. Take a bold step and listen to yourself. What do I want? How do I want to go about it?
Did they want you to stay in your love marriage?
Even the first marriage, they have a role to play. They say, I'm really look down. I said that. Which
is like his. This girl is
and maybe probably by then you had an alternative. That okay, I don't want to go with this. I'll prefer this lady.
But you chose to go with that.
And you choose because they'll pressurize you, because that's what they want. So it's not just about you. It's about the family. So you start making it about me. My family first. What I want first, then I can extend it to the other.
Do you think that's because also? Do you think that's because you are in a position to do that?
Exactly, and you're
because
older.
Because you're older. Because a lot of guys or a lot of young people who might not have been making money at the age you're making money, or who might not be able to stand on their own, find out that they might not be able to do what. Because when you said stop listening, it's a broad statement, and a lot of people are listening, and a lot of parents are also listening and believe that my child should listen to me till I die. You have kids. So you saying that also can come and bite you in your behind.
That's what I'm saying. I don't need Zion to listen to me. I don't want him to listen to me in that.
When it comes to who
when it comes to that,
with.
I want him to decide on his own.
This is interesting.
I don't want him to listen to me.
This is really
interesting.
interesting.
I listen to so many voices.
I understand what you're saying, and I think it's from a different perspective where you listen to this voice, it led you to here, and now you don't want that to happen. But sometimes, I've always said to myself, if my parents did not agree with the person I was going to marry, I would not marry that person. And that is because I know the kind of advice my parents have given me. My parents have never been very, they've never been very forceful in the decisions I make. When I told them that I wanted to study X, Y, and Z, they said no problem. In fact, in America, you can be undecided sometimes in what you're studying. For a period, I was undecided, and my dad was like, when you're ready, that's fine.
So maybe does it depend on who your parents are and what your parents are like?
Yeah.
So you know, if you have, for example, liberal parents like yours, my dad is liberal. I think if he met somebody and said to me, I don't think it's a good idea for you to marry this person.
Twice.
For my father to even say that, because even with friendships, he never said, avoid this friend. He let me go through the experience. If he said, don't marry this guy, I would actually listen. I'd sit down and ask him, okay, what is it about this particular person? Because maybe he'd observe certain things. But I mean, in your situation,
it's kind of different.
I think it makes sense.
And
Because you're right.
you.
A lot of children, my parents don't like this guy. I cannot marry him. The guy may be great,
especially when it's based on something maybe as superficial as he doesn't drive a Mercedes C-Class. Not that he doesn't have a car. He doesn't drive a C-Class Benz.
If it's something like that, that's materialistic.
But you know, I wanted to spin that right now. With a guy, nice. I feel like me and you are not going to agree on this statement right now. With a guy, it's easier for you to say that. We find out that guys, you can say I would never listen to my parents or whatever, but flip it. Look at a woman who has been married before and you want to bring that woman into the house, or your son, Zion, wants to marry somebody who has had children. I'm saying it's easier for guys to remarry after a divorce. It's very easy for a guy to, even if the guy has 10 children.
After a divorce and after being
after a divorce, anybody can marry him. As a babe, if you have a child even in that previous marriage, society terms you, for your marriage not to work, it's your fault. You starved your husband, you're a witch, you're a prostitute. You know, they look at you as if it's funny. So before a man accepts you, you go through the process of, would his family like me? Do I reveal that I have a child? It's much tougher for women.
You're right, I agree with you, but I would like to chip in this as well. That's why I said, as a man, don't listen.
Not a woman.
Because you're still going to be like another father. Don't listen. Don't. Once you listen, you won't get it right. You will not get it right.
So what about as females?
As female, all you have to do is package yourself well. You know, start well.
Package yourself.
Start well.
What's wrong with package? What package yourself?
Start well.
Start well.
I swear. Once you're good looking, even if you have 3 kids, I have a friend of mine who has never been married and is married to a woman who has 2 kids.
And other people didn't have a problem with that.
And they're doing well.
Other people didn't have a
their
problem
business.
with that.
Don't listen to the outside. That's their business. This is your own family. This is your own life. We listen too much.
I think it's easier said than done.
Well, me, I don't listen. If you like, go on Twitter right now. I'll just look. I'm not a listen. I didn't live my life.
I'm optimistic. I believe you, but at the same time, you know, I found a lot of men who, you know, sometimes maybe they are much older and they are divorced, and you would think that they would look for girls who are closer to their age. Maybe they're like 47. Do you know what I mean? Or something like that.
No, please throw the shade.
Why are you not looking for that woman who lost her husband and is 40?
But let me counter you right there.
Who got divorced, her husband was beating her and she's 42.
And
her kids, you have grown kids. You don't want to go and look for this spring chicken.
But what's wrong with that though?
Why?
There's nothing wrong with that. Bonali sat here with like, Bonali sat on this show and said, at the beginning of this show, guess what she said? She goes that if you lose love the first time, you will not be attracted to what you had. If you've been married for 20 years, you want something different. So maybe that's what the person is thinking of.
Why do men look for spring chickens?
I'll tell you why. Because I want to get energy. I want to get energy.
Hold on.
I want to get energy.
Hold on. Go on. Wait, I'm waiting.
I want to get energy.
Okay.
I want to feel
Young. Okay, so what you're saying
My question
is that
to you girls is this. Why do you want to own me?
Own whom?
Own me as a man.
You should have 5 of us. We should not want to own you.
That's why I encourage polygamy.
What are you saying?
Still on polygamy.
What are you saying?
Why do you want to
you didn't
own
know?
me?
What? No.
Are you my mother? Are you my father?
Polygamy.
No,
You cannot own me.
no.
Michelle is just
no.
You cannot own me.
Oh God.
No, but it's
Let
okay
me
for you. Hold on, but
enjoy.
it's okay for you. So you should enjoy and you should own many women.
Do you know what that means?
She's not your
Ìyàwó
boss, so you have to.
ilé.
That's how one ex told me. Yahweh behave like let me have girlfriend.
Hold on,
Nice
which
stuff.
means what?
Women of
You are
the
the one
house.
inside
You
the
are
house.
the
Women
owner
of the house.
Of the house.
So you're basically saying that
It's okay
for
for
a
them to have the
man.
one outside.
Nice.
Michelle is going to ponder on that during
Michelle is not going to ponder. Michelle has a response.
Then there will be more divorce.
Anyway, we could talk about this for hours. We all have different opinions about it. I have very, very strong opposing opinion to that. But unfortunately, we've run out of time. When we come back, it'll be time for question of the day. Don't go anywhere. I cannot accept it. I wouldn't accept it. Okay. Nobody should chat me up if they want second wife. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Michelle, I've never seen you this heated about
no,
something.
like no.
Oh my
But
God.
that's the honest truth. I'm being honest here.
No, that's fine if it works for you, but
Welcome back to Moments Girls Talk. We had such a fantastic time on the show today with our guest, Nice. It was a heated conversation. I mean, yeah, I know Michelle and Nice are gonna, once we're done.
I think she had something to say before we went
once
to
I
we're
do.
done.
You know, I just want to say something really
Okay.
quickly. I think if you believe in polygamy, that's okay. I don't have a problem with people deciding they want a particular thing, but you're clearly going to have to choose certain women who are comfortable with that. And in this day and age, I don't know how many women are going to be comfortable with that situation and who will not listen to their families. I doubt their families will be okay with them
Then we're gonna have
being
more
a
divorce.
5th and 6th and 7th wife.
Then we're gonna have more
I, for
divorce
one, and I
cases.
know that my father watches the show. Like, my father would not be happy for me to be somebody's second wife. It's not possible.
Okay.
He's not even marrying them. He say Yahweh you.
What, so you're just living in the house? No, like, it can't happen,
partner.
guys. It can't happen.
Okay.
It can't. I cannot accept it. I wouldn't accept it. Okay. Nobody should chat me up if they want second wife. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
Michelle, I've never seen you this heated about
no,
something.
like, no.
Oh my
But
God.
that's the honest truth. I'm being honest here.
No, that's fine if it works for you, but
Okay.
All right, so now that we've cleared that up, we've agreed to disagree, we're going to move on to our question of the day. And of course, it is also in line with what we've been talking about. The question is divorce an option for you in marriage?
for me, I would say ideally, no, I don't think anybody wants that situation.
Of course.
And it's not just because we're Christian, etc., but nobody wants that situation. But I believe that if both of you are in a marriage, you do everything you can to make it work, including going to marriage counseling if that's an option. And you are both miserable, as in miserable, whether one person is cheating or one person is physically abusive, mentally abusive. My belief is after you've done every single thing that you possibly can to make it work and it doesn't work, please leave and find somebody else so that you can continue your life and be happy. Do not stay together for the children. I don't believe in doing that.
Not worth it.
Do you know, before I used to be like, divorce is never an option and you're just staying there. But as we grow older, I mean, we had Nice on the show who had a different complete opinion from the kind of opinions that we have. And having gone through quite something, I can say that, you know, religion sometimes holds us as at guilt, you know what I mean? People add too much, oh, God hates divorce, but God doesn't hate the divorcee. Nobody wants to divorce, do you know what I mean? And I'm not promoting divorce, but I'm saying because we do not know what love means, in this day and age, love means different things to different people. There'll be many cases like this. People are selfish. So if you find yourself in a situation whereby you cannot live or breathe, life is about living and living to its full. Try everything as Michelle said, but if it comes to that, please hold your head in high esteem. It's not the end of the world.
Well, for me,
Divorce is an option.
Yes,
of course.
Don't even try counseling. Once it doesn't work, just leave it.
Don't even try counseling.
Don't even try it, because why did you get married at the first place? Love. Once it's not there.
No, but
for some people, it can still be there, but they're having issues.
They're clouds.
Once you have wound,
scar cannot
the
be
scar can never.
Just one
your
little,
skin,
even if it's just one little
it
one.
doesn't matter.
Nice wounds.
So you shouldn't go to counseling. Translate, please. We have viewers that don't understand.
When you have a plate of amala and begiri now, and one poo conde just at the tail of that plate, can you touch that food?
That's different now.
That's deep.
Nice is different.
That's
It's
really
really deep. But that's a bit. I mean, if somebody has a small misunderstanding with their husband,
you know what I mean.
There's sometimes fight with your friends and you make
seasons of your friendship where you.
I think Nigerian women are too hardcore. You want to own Nigerian men. You want to. Hey. You are too hardcore.
No.
I'm just holding myself.
I'm not abusing you guys, but you guys are just too hardcore.
So Nigerian men are not hardcore. Nigerian men are not hardcore. Nigerian men are not hardcore. Nice.
But nice.
They expect women to just take all the crap that they give them, including cheating right, left, and center.
I never give any woman.
When you have 5 women, so who do you think you're giving crap to? One person. You're giving crap to all of them.
Women.
No, I'm saying
you just said
polygamy.
You're okay having 5 women in the house.
See, if I'm with any women, I'll let you know. I want to.
So why does she have to agree with what you want? What about what she wants?
Then she can get it. Not be very
You see
first.
what I
Let
mean?
me chip in. Let me chip in one thing again. Do you think if I stay married to just one woman, do you know how many women that will end up with our husband?
So you're helping society?
Yes. You guys are.
No, you know what?
You guys are many than men.
What I like about you is that
there is
you're
more
honest.
women than
what
men.
What I like is that you're honest and you're open about what it is that you like. So basically,
more women than men.
would you get married again? Would you get married again? But then your wife would have to know that you're going to have several other women.
Because me, I want 20 kids. I have just 4 now. Okay. I have 16 to go.
Okay.
Can you give me 16?
No, I can't.
So I have to take
when you meet wife number 2, you will inform her there will be other wives.
They know. That's what
my
No, I'm saying you're going to tell all of them.
Yes,
that's fine. If that's what works for you, that's okay, as long as they agree.
Why do you want 20 children?
Honey,
because between my dad and my mom, I'm the only child.
Okay.
All other ones are my siblings. Timbaku, how will Nigeria know that somebody died? 20 children. 1 year, 1 year, 1 year. You know that somebody don't die.
Thank you very much. Oh my God! Before we let you go, nice, you have to share with us either a celebrity secret or a throwback picture. So share with us a secret, nice. We want a secret from you.
I don't have a secret.
Well, you think deep, you have one.
Something
maybe one girl that almost trapped you to change you.
Habits that you have.
That would be interesting. Has a girl
I pick
ever?
my nose.
Okay. There you go.
Thank you so much for coming on.
That's a good one.
I was going to shake your hand, but I'll think twice about that. It was absolutely fantastic having you. Up next, we will be having your moment.